Welcome back. Hope you're having a good morning. Well, we told you all the stocks you need to track and how market is set up as well. Let's get into some fundamental analysis. Though Dipan Mehta, Director at Elixir Equities, joins us on the show. Hi, Dipan. Good morning. Hope you're feeling good this morning, Dipan. Well, we've got a lot of earnings that came in overnight, and some of them looked quite good. Give us your take on a couple of those names. Lupin's numbers, Tata Power's numbers, both of them look quite good. Have you had a look? Do you like any of them?
Yeah, good morning, Nigel, and thank you for having me on your shows. Yes, I'm all smiles, and the reason for that is PI Industries. First, the disclosure we and our clients are invested in it, and superb set of numbers given the context and the environment within the industry. At a time when peer group like UPL, Rallies India, and a lot of other agrochemical companies have shown very disappointing performance. Here's one company, which continues to grow from strength to strength. And even at that high level of base, as far as their agrochem export business is concerned, to achieve these kind of numbers is quite phenomenal. Completely justifies the high valuation that the company is trading at. And I expect the stock to do even better on today as well as the next 2-3 quarters or so. So I think that's the pick of the results. So from our perspective, what we have seen so far.
Which one are you talking about? PI, right?
Yes, PI Industries.
Okay,
yes.
PI Industries. Okay, so that's the pick of the pack for you from the result season so far. But as Nigel was saying, so many other numbers were really good. So there was Tata Power, there was a Lupin. And on Lupin specifically, I mean, it's been what, a 35% growth that they've seen in their US business. And we've had a lot of pharma companies this quarter that have done well, whether it's something like an Alchem, and before that, a couple of smaller guys as well. Anything in that space that you still like?
Yeah, Sonia, see, I think, we had the early signs of a turnaround in the pharma last couple of quarters, and this quarter really, they have pharma companies across the board have performed really well. Particularly impressed by Alchem's numbers, and I'll tell you why, because we are focusing on companies which are strong in the domestic market, which derive a high proportion of the revenues from the domestic market on account of their brands, distribution network, and feet on the ground. And Alchem's numbers, I think, were very impressive from that point of view. See, with Lupin and Dr. Reddy and Cipla and some of the other export-oriented pharma companies, you can always expect some amount of volatility in earnings because US generic market or global, there could be pressure on prices over there in global markets. But when a company is focusing on the domestic market, it is more like a FMCG business with high degree of consistency and secular growth. So I thought Alchem numbers were very good. At the same time, I thought Mankind numbers, I think, not as in terms of percentage change, not as much as some of the other pharma companies, but nonetheless, I think they're following up on the street expectations, and that company and business also is scaling up pretty well.
Dipan, hi, good morning. Just a couple of names, and these are on the back of big moves we've seen. The entire oil marketing, if you have any thoughts, pack. IOC is up 10, I think HP is up some 15% this week so far after yesterday's move. Prince Pipes had a very large move, second highest volumes ever on that one yesterday. And then, RR Kabil, again, a big mover from yesterday. Go on.
Yeah, I think oil marketing companies, the up move is completely justified because their marketing margins certainly will shoot up at this point of time because of lower crude oil prices. But you can expect government, kind of going into election season, you may expect these companies to have a slight decline in the petrol and diesel prices as well, and that may impact the margins negatively. But by and large, I think there is really nothing exciting as far as oil marketing companies are concerned. They are great trading bets, but not good long-term investment stories. Some of the other companies like RR Cable and Prince Pipes, which you mentioned, I think clearly they're benefiting from the boom taking place in infrastructure spends, and also they're benefiting from lower raw material prices. I particularly like the numbers coming through from all the pipe manufacturing companies, Astral, Supreme Industries, and Prince Pipe as well. Even Finolex, for that matter, came with good set of numbers. And these are companies which are growing at 15-20%. And even the outlook for the next 3 years is quite impressive.
Okay. I don't know if you track team leads or not, but we have the management joining us. So if you want to listen into that and then give us your view later, we'll... Dipan, I wanted your thoughts on, a whole host of auto numbers that will be coming out over the next couple of days. There's M&M, there's Eicher Motors, there is Ashok Leyland, and these are companies that are expected to report good set of numbers. Anything that you would buy in advance?
No, Sonia, I think the auto story has been pretty well discovered and investors are well invested in these stocks as well. And the numbers, the good numbers are more or less, I think, priced in last 2-3 quarters. They've done exceptionally well. The only thing we'll be tracking over here is the increase in the average selling price and the operating profit margins and how much benefit they're getting from lower raw material prices. But other than that, I think the volume story is known to everyone. And this is one sector, I think, which is seeing a strong cyclical up move.
Dipan, we've had a few cement companies that have come out with their set of numbers as well. JK Cement, JK Lakshmi Cement, they surprised positively, while Birla Corp was more or less in line. That's not been a preferred sector for you. But any of these select companies are doing well. Would you give them a look?
No, it's not a preferred sector from medium to long-term perspective, but next 2-3 quarters will be exceptionally good for cement companies. They will benefit from strong volumes and lower input costs and lower freight costs as well, and which is reflected in the numbers that we have seen so far. I would go with ACC and Ambuja. I think change of management over there will certainly bring in more aggression. And these two companies are poised to increase market share at a rate faster than anybody else in the industry. And valuations also are pretty much reasonable. So from the cement perspective, I think we expect these two companies to be outperformers. Although there could be some corporate action in some of the smaller cement companies, which could lead in spike in prices over there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Uh, any thought on these? I mean, we discussed BSC a few days back. Even from that elevated level, it's seen almost at 2100, I think, closer to 21 than to 2000. It's big moves there. Actually, the entire exchange space, right? MCX has been doing very well. Any thoughts here, Dipan?
Usual disclosure, I think we like MCX, and for two reasons. I think one, the technology cost is going to come down significantly, and secondly, the way NSE had the upsides in options trading, something similar is playing out on the MCX as well. Where after seeing slight drop in volume because on the futures side, now the options volume are taking off pretty well. And what we're observing in the marketplace is that a lot of the options traders on the NSE are also now getting more and more active on MCX as well. So there's an opportunity for MCX to capture that trading volume, which stops at 334. Then it can shift to MCX, which has trading hours right up to 11:30 or so. So I think that MCX is a good story to track, and great operating leverages as all exchanges do have. So any increase in transaction charges revenues, a lot of it will flow to the bottom line.
All right, Dipan, appreciate you joining in and giving us your view on all those stocks. Wishing you a good Thursday ahead. We look forward to chatting up with you rather soon.